What it do, my brothers? What it do, my sisters? To all of my kin folks and my knee G's out there, you already know, back at you again. Man, it has definitely been a minute since we have recorded anything on the Ninth House Truck Lines page and whatnot. And to be quite honest with y'all, I really was not going to talk about any of this stuff or whatnot because I have already previously voiced my opinion about this issue and about this subject. And obvious, from the title, No English Truck Drivers, y'all kind of know where I'm going with this. Now, first of all, I'd like to welcome y'all back. That's number one. Second of all, it is an honor. It is an honor to give y'all this info and whatnot. Listen, this is what it is. I have to paint this picture for y'all because what's going on now in the transportation logistic industry, this has been going on for a minute. So this is nothing new. But also at the same time, Spirit has been talking to me. And I'm watching and I'm looking at everything and I'm observing everything and I'm asking myself certain questions like, why all of a sudden this? Why all of a sudden that? So let me go ahead and paint this picture for y'all. It's an article that came out, and actually this is like national news, so you can go ahead and fact check it. I'm pretty sure everybody's been hearing about it, but this particular article came out in the USA Today website, and it just basically says no English, no commercial driving, crackdown on truckers, speed up. Now, what they are talking about, it is a let's see if they got the date in here on what happened. Here it is. It was a fatal crash that wound up happening, I believe, on the Florida Turnpike, August the 12th, where it was a team operation and the driver had made a illegal U-turn on the turnpike. To you, to me, even some other people that I know, we already know. I mean, listen, they got these signs out there, these big ass signs, and it'll be a U, and then it'll be an X going through that U that's telling you no you, and some of them at the bottom of that symbol, it'll actually be letters that says no U-turn. Okay, so like I'm saying, I have to paint this picture for y'all. So the dude, he made the turn, and in the process of making the turn, he didn't see that it was a car. I think it was a minivan. They ran into the side of the trailer, and I believe that they instantly ascended, passed away, ascended, just like that. A couple of months ago, out here in Chattanooga. Now, any foreigners, don't get upset. You know what I mean? Just don't. I'm just putting the message out there, all right? And them the team operation was some sings. Y'all heard me talk about sings in other videos. I know sings. I used to work for them. I worked for a lot of them in the past and whatnot. I worked for some sings. I worked for an African. I worked for a Russian. But majority, hell, I even worked for one of us. That was fucked up ass experience. But anyway, I used to work for a lot of sings and whatnot. In a nutshell, that was the same. What that happened with that accident. A couple months ago, up here in Chattanooga, it was a Haitian brother. He wound up running into the back of several cars, and some people had lost their lives and whatnot. He wasn't even supposed to be there at that point in time because of He had ran out of hours, but he was still rolling and whatnot. So he wasn't supposed to be there. Then hell, I guess a couple of months ago also, I believe that this brother might have been from Cuba, uh, somewhere in South America or whatnot. He fell asleep behind the wheel. He wound up taking some people out. Also, that's three foreigners I done named off. Then that and actually that was in Terrell, Texas. Then it was a Somalian that was in Texas. He didn't fall asleep behind the wheel. He was just driving reckless through the construction zone, and it was a Russian or a Lithuanian or Ukrainian dude. I think this happened in Pennsylvania, but he was driving a dump truck. He same thing took somebody's life. It Listen, it is a number of drivers, foreign drivers at that have been involved in serious bad. I mean, I gotta say what it is. All right, I can't sugarcoat this with y'all. They have been in some real fucked up ass accidents where they have took people lives. The dude from where it happened, that down in Florida where that happened at, he didn't have no mercy, no remorse, no sympathy whatsoever, and that's kind of why they got his ass. You know what I mean? I mean, man, listen, I had already said in videos back way back. A lot of them, they cannot fucking drive. What I do know is a lot of them have went to. Man, I'm about to put some info out there. A lot of them have went to trucking schools, and they had got in good with somebody at a trucking school, and they was breaking bread with a instructor at that trucking school, and that instructor wound up breaking bread with a state examiners. Okay, this is this these. I'm not making this shit up. This is well known. These are facts. Okay. The other thing that a lot of y'all do not know is the trucking schools that some of them go to. Their own people are running them. Now y'all probably saying like how was all of this shit even possible? Well, the way how is possible is because we live in United States Inc. Okay, we live in a corporation, and the corporation is all about money. Okay, that's what they all about. They're all about money. And if I have my own trucking school, and I have people that come to my trucking school, I could charge the government. I think it might be like anywhere between $3,000 to $6,000 for that loan to get them people to come in there. So you imagine, let's just say ballpark figure five racks. All right, $5,000 per head, and let's say you have 50 people that come into your school, and you have them roughly what, 4 weeks, and then you ship them out. Then you get another 50 people that come in, and you charge. So if y'all catch on to what I'm saying, it's a lot of money that is involved in the trucking schools. So they they got their own people that you know did what they had to do. Matter of fact, I'm gonna break it down to y'all like this. One way that a lot of the quote unquote foreigners were able to get these trucking schools and these businesses is because of this corporation were the ones that gave it to them. Let me repeat that one again. The reason and how they are able to have their own trucking schools, their own trucks, their own trailers, their own companies is because the feds have allowed it. The feds have gave them the money to make it happen. See, and I'm not being funny when I say this. It's fucked up because the system has been so busy trying to keep their foot on our throats and trying not to allow us to have anything and depend on them, that they have allowed other ethnic groups and other people to have shit. And in the process of them people gaining shit and having shit, now shit's fucked up. I mean, it's real fucked up. And this is where the spirit has said to me. It said, Keenan, look at all of these accidents, and these is bad accidents. I mean bad. Real bad. I mean, these accidents are so bad. You have different organizations, OIDA. I don't. Well, the ATA, they kind of iffy and whatnot. That's American Trucking Association. OIDA is the Owner Operators Association, and Owner Operator Independent Association. Item. All right. You have the Arkansas. You got, and every state does have their own like trucking organization, well, trucking association group and whatnot. So a lot of these groups, they have been seeing what's going on, and they have been voicing their opinions, and they've been going to local states, the lawmakers, trying to get the certain laws, reversed and changed. I do know Texas, Arkansas, really all of them now. They're supposed to, because y'all President Trump, he just came out and said, I'm gonna say this. Y'all might not believe me, but it was an interview. The reporter was asking him a question about the non-domicile CDL truck drivers, and they didn't edit this. He said they don't know what they're fucking doing. He's right. They don't know what the fuck they doing. A lot of them that come from their countries and whatnot, they don't they don't even have a driver's license in their own country. They don't even have a car in a vehicle in their own country. And then they come over here, and then they get by in the system, and now all of a sudden now they driving a 80,000 pound vehicle. I don't think none of y'all really understand how much weight that is. 80,000 pounds. I'm not over exaggerating. It's 80,000 pounds gross vehicle weight. That is the max that we can be going down the road, is 80,000 pounds. I know I've been 79, 78. Hell, I got a low mulch right now, and I think I'm probably like about 74. It's like about what, about 30,000 or so. That's in the dry van, but the truck by itself, empty trailer, I'm like 32, 32,500 pounds. So you add another 30 some thousand pounds of weight inside that trailer. Now you're talking about like 70, you know, between 60 to 70 some thousand something pounds going down the road. And then on top of that, I got to deal with y'all knuckleheads that don't know how to fucking drive. That constantly, they're like, "Oh, that's a truck driver. Let me go slam on my brakes and whatnot." Now I got to slow down and whatnot, and y'all not realizing that weight, that shit that being back in that trailer, that shit be moving. That shit be moving, and y'all can't see it, but we can feel it. You know what I'm saying? We tap on the brake a little hard and go like that. You know what I mean? But anyway, a lot of them foreigner drivers, like I said, them motherfuckers, they don't even know how to drive in their own country. A lot of them they don't even have good highway roads like that. And I'm just telling y'all what it is. So they came over here. They figured out a way how to get in the transportation industry. They got their license because they paid somebody, and and they start their trucking companies. And when they start their trucking companies, man, y'all don't know. It is so easy for them to go to the bank and get a loan to go get a truck. And they only got no fucking credit. I mean, I'm not sitting there saying my credit is the best, but my credit's a little fucked up. But man, they won't even give me a loan. And I even have all of my T's crossed and my I's dotted, where it's like they said, well, who you gonna lease the truck on with? Like right here, this person right here, like, cause see, they're supposed to call and verify all this shit, and they can do they no and I'm not the only one. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just going back to what I said. Y'all so busy, trying to keep y'all foot on our throats and whatnot, but y'all are allowing all kinds of other bullshit to happen over here. And now these people is getting to these accidents frequently. And this bad accidents. Couple weeks ago, everything I love, I bullshit you, I'm not. Couple weeks ago, I picked up a beer load in Cartersville, Georgia, and I had to take it up to Bristol, Virginia, to a Budweiser spot up there in Bristol. So I got it up there and whatnot. And as I'm pulling into to the facility and everything, I'm seeing the scene. He standing on the outside of the truck, and the other scene, he was in the driver's seat, and he just kept on pulling up, trying to back because he was trying to bump the die. So he kept pulling up, and because he couldn't straighten it out, so he just kept pulling up, trying to pull back and in, pulling up, backing in. So I was like, man, let me pull over the little overflow and whatnot. Let me go ahead and go check in and whatnot. So I did that, checked in, talked to the dude. He was like, you could take that dock right there. So I was like, all right, cool. I was like, you got a bolt cutter? And he was like, yeah. You say you put the bolt cutter in the back of your trailer. He was like, and I get it, when I start to unload you and whatnot. So I was like, all right, cool. So went back out to the truck. Mind you, the whole entire time that I'm checking in, the scenes, hey, same thing, pulling up, backing up, pulling up, backing up, pulling up, backing up. So I'm like, God damn. I'm like, man, I'm like, dude, like really, really struggling. So now mentally, I'm saying to myself, like, hold on, man. If dude over here is supposed to be training him, and he's taking a little bit too long, you typically good trainers will say, hey, for time's sake and whatnot, just get in the passenger seat and I'm gonna get it in. I'm gonna get it in the hole, but pay attention and what I'm doing and what I'm looking at and all this other stuff. The dude didn't even do that. So I done broke my seal, set it up, I backed it in. Now as the time as I'm backing it in, both of them are watching me back my trailer in. So I'm like, man, something ain't right. So I got out. I'm like, hey, how y'all doing, man? Couldn't understand nothing that was coming out my mouth, right? So the dude in the driver's seat, he said, please, brother, can you back this in for us? And I said, yeah. So I wound up doing it. I wound up talking to both. Well, the one dude, he went in the truck, he went to sleep. But the one that was in the driver's seat, me and him, we had a long conversation. He told me that that was their first load that they are hauling. He said that they got their license from California and they got flown out to Atlanta because the truck and the trailer was already out in Atlanta. And their first load was picking up a load of beer at the Budweiser spot in Atlanta. And I just shook my head and I was like, man, I said, that's y'all first run? And he was like, yeah. And I said, coming out of Atlanta? And he said, yeah. I said, coming out of Atlanta? He said, yeah. So I was like, man. I was like, well, what about the truck? He said, oh, we own the truck. And I was like, man, I was like, that's that bullshit. Yeah, I got mad, but also at the same time, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna overcome this shit. You know what I'm saying? But the feds now, and the reason I'm telling y'all all of this, like I told y'all about the no U turn sign and whatnot, y'all not gonna believe what I'm gonna tell y'all. This is true. They got, in order for them, because now what they're doing is they're making the foreigners, some foreigners actually take a English proficient test. And what this test is based upon is two parts. One part is 12 sentences that you have to be able to speak, to comprehend, to understand, and whatnot. Then the other section of this test is four signs. Four. Only four. The dude in Florida, when it came to the sentences, I think they said he only was only able to understand two or three of them. No, four. Four of them. When it came to the signs, he only understood two. And this is the problem. You have thousands, and I do mean thousands. In that article, I didn't mention to y'all. They did say that they had wound up shutting down like 3,000 foreign drivers and whatnot. But it's listen. It's almost like a million something truck drivers in the United States. So you're talking about 3,000 out of a close to a mil. That really ain't shit, because you have other drivers besides the ones that they shut down. You got other ones that's out there. They just ain't got caught. You know what I mean? So you talking about thousands of drivers, foreign truck drivers, that's going up and down the road, up and down the road, up and down the road. When they come into a construction zone, they don't even understand the signs. If the sign says you need to slow down or whatnot, they don't know. They don't understand that. They don't know because they can't comprehend it. You know what I'm saying? And man, now that's on that part. On the flip side, Spirit was like, they have been trying their best to really get this self-driverless semi truck thing going on. Now, y'all can call me crazy, y'all can call me a conspiracy theorist, and all of that. I be that. But I got this feeling like something is not adding up and something is not right, because on one hand, y'all trying to get rid of so many truck drivers on this end. You have to replace them, quote unquote. You have to replace them. So what's going to be the simplest, most easiest way to replace them, especially if you are a multi-billion-dollar trucking company and you have the funds to fund self-driverless semi trucks? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I see it coming. And the spirit is showing me. Y'all doing all of this on this end, but y'all definitely working on this end also. Because if y'all have more quote unquote driverless semi trucks, that means that is less warm bodies, less humans that you have to pay over here. That's more profit. That's more money. Listen, I told y'all, this corporation, it's all about money. It's all about greed. Well, when it's all said and done. So, matter of fact, all right, I'm gonna say this also. This world that we live in are ran by some goddamn psychopaths, some nuts. All right, some cuckoo for cocoa puff motherfuckers. Now, I don't know about y'all. Now, this is just my opinion. Okay, personally, I feel like the only ones that get rewarded, that I see get rewarded, are other psychopaths, other cuckoo for cocoa motherfuckers. Like straight up. I hardly see, you know, people that work hard and I mean like really, really work hard get rewarded. It's like we're not living in that time of age no more. It's like if you a fucked up individual and you a fucked up person and you a narcissist and whatnot, they reward you. So when it comes to these corporate trucking companies, yeah, hell yeah. They don't care nothing about the driver. They looking at profits. They looking at the money. And they like, man, if people lose their lives over here because of this is going to open up the door even bigger and greater for us on that side. Because we don't got to worry about paying people over here. See, on this side over here, we're gonna demand, you're gonna pay me this and you're gonna pay me that, or else I'm not doing the job. But on this side over here, if you got the truck that's driving itself, shit, who gonna tell them to pay what? You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, man, I really didn't want to talk about all of this, but the spirit was like, nah, you got to say something. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, fam, y'all keep your eyes open, pay attention out here, in the streets. Y'all see the semi trucks, definitely on the highways. Y'all see the big trucks and whatnot, and be a little more cautious. If you see a truck, driving a little bit aggressive, going a little bit, a little bit too fast, or whatever the case might be, you see them in your rearview mirror, get in the other lane. Let them go on by. Let them go on by because you don't know who's driving that truck. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what kind of mood they in. You don't know. You don't know what kind of day they might be having. You don't know. And like I'm saying, and it's fucked up, but I've been and said it. Y'all foreigners, y'all can't drive. Y'all can't drive. I know some that can drive, but I know some other things, motherfuckers can't drive for shit. And I mean y'all can't drive for shit. Now the ones that I used to work for, now Raj ain't drive. But like Raina and Ball Jenner, yeah, they drive. And I ain't talking about like automatics. I'm talking about 13 and 18 speed driving. They know how to drive. Because when they went to school, they had to do everything. They did everything the right way. But it's other things they didn't do shit the right way. And then you got these Somalians, then you got other, you got Kenyans, because I used to work for Kevin. He's Nigerian. Kevin know how to drive, but it's some other Nigerians, they don't know how to drive either. And at the end of the day, something that was said to me a long time ago, you have a burrow of apples. Now, do you really think that every apple in this burrow is gonna be good? Nah, you're gonna have some bad apples. But you have to put your hand in the burrow and you gotta go through them apples to see which apples is good for you. It's the same thing. So it don't matter where they come from, who they are, what they look like, how tall they are, how short they are, how skinny they are, how fat they are. It don't matter. You got your good and you got your bad. I know some brothers and some sisters, some copper tone brothers and sisters. Them motherfuckers can't drive for shit. You know what I'm saying? But they out there. Can't drive for shit. It is what it is. So be cautious, be aware when y'all out there, doing y'all thing and whatnot. And I know some of y'all, y'all ain't gonna pay attention, don't care and whatnot. So it is what it is. But here, hey man, we ain't never went nowhere. You know what I'm saying? We just been observing and watching. So I should be coming out with something probably next week also. I'll be dropping more of the highway stories and whatnot, because I got some more stories to tell y'all and whatnot. It's been a lot of stuff going on, man. So y'all already know I like to do it. It's always fam. Peace, love, and joy. Holla.